My friend Matt used to write for a fairly popular, fairly local, fairly funny television show. So it was no surprise that a lot of the cast members from that show were in attendance at his wedding reception as invited guests. I will admit it was kind of fun rubbing shoulders with some of Utah County's most talented comedians. And they were nice to me, even though they had no idea that in just a couple hours, I would desecrate and disrespect Matt's entire day. The venue was nothing short of incredible. An enormous mansion sitting on 20 acres of land was the focal point for the reception for most of the evening. We had dinner, we had music, we had stories, and no kids allowed. At some point in the evening, my wife and I were told that the venue's, the campus had a lot of really fun things to be able to go and explore. So when the dancing started, we took that opportunity to go and check out the property. As we went outside, we were greeted by the most perfect, beautiful early spring weather. And it was getting dark, but we saw a lit path that led off into some trees. So we followed it. The path led us past a garden, past a basketball court, past a private lake with a boathouse. It was all beautiful. On the other side of the boathouse, we found a secluded swimming pool. Now, this swimming pool had these like poolside built-in squirt guns, like these awesome like water guns that could shoot really far, and they were like the kind that you'd see at like a water park, right? The annoying ones that you could shoot people while they're swimming in the pool. And so we played with those for quite a while, and we noticed how far they could shoot. At the backside of the pool, it butted up to like a mountain of rocks, okay? And the water gun could shoot that. So as I'm shooting the rocks, I noticed there's something there, and it kind of looked like a waterfall. And again, it was dark, so we went around to the side to see if we could get a better look. Lo and behold, it was no such waterfall. At the bottom was kind of sticking out, we could tell. And above that, there was this perfectly circular, pitch dark hole going into the mountain. No, not a waterfall. This was the exit point to a hidden water slide. Okay? And it was running. So, as we ascended the steps toward the top, first of all, water slides, I love water slides, okay? When I was a kid, my dad used to take my brothers and I to the local rec center, and just so that we could ride the huge water slide over and over and over again. We perfected the technique for maximum speed, where you cross your one foot over the other, and you get up on your heel and your shoulder blades, zoom down the slide, right? I memorized every twist and turn of that water slide, like Doris from Cool Runnings. And I perfected a two-legged pump kick when I get out of the water, or get out of the slide into the water to send a tidal wave over the lifeguard that was sitting at the bottom. I love a good water slide. So as we're going up the steps to the entrance of the slide, I'm telling my wife over and over again how much I want to ride this water slide. And by the time we get to the top, I think she was pretty tired of hearing about it and said, well, then just do it. And I was like, well, I don't want to get my clothes all soaking wet. It's a long drive home. You know, I'm wearing a shirt and a tie, button-down shirt, and my swimsuit is back home 2 hours away. Well, as I waffled there at the top for quite a while, a few minutes, this is what I shouldn't have done, but I did done. I decided that I had to ride that water slide, and that the only way to do it comfortably for the rest of the night was to do it without clothes on. So I stripped down completely, and as soon as I did, we heard voices from down below. And from the top, you could look over, and you could see, down below. And sure enough, two young couples were approaching. I recognized one of the guys as one of the cast members from the show. And they did not play with those squirt guns nearly as long as I did before they were soon approaching and coming up those stairs. So I put on as many clothes as I could, articles of clothing, trying to rush to put them on. And I thought, this is it. I'm going to jail. I am getting arrested tonight. So they came up, and as I'm standing there with more clothes on the ground than on my body, I felt the need to explain myself. I let them know that I was going to ride the slide, and that I was not going to wear clothes while doing that. Luckily, they were all for my adventure, and they said, all right, well, then we'll go down to the bottom and we'll wait for you. One of the girls even said, well, what's your name? We'll cheer for you. So as they went down the boring way, I again stripped down, and then I soon heard the beautiful chants coming down from below. Lance, 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 Lance. And I was, wow, yes, Lance. I don't think that they could see me from the top, but I gave them a thumbs up, and I entered the slide. Now, unlike being a kid, this water slide, I didn't have the goal of speed. I didn't have the goal of doing a double-legged pump kick at the bottom to spray them, although that would have been hilarious. No, this slide, I knew this was the one and only time that I'd be able to ride a slide like this. So my goal was to have as much fun as possible. Soak it in, if you will. This slide, from top to bottom, was inside of the mountain. And it was dark, nighttime, so everything was pitch dark. And my sense of sight was taken away completely. And I think that raised up all my other senses. And I realized at that time that a swimsuit would have probably created a nice layer between me and every connection point where they put the slides together. I also felt every twist and turn because I had no idea where they were, and I was slamming into the side. I didn't care about the pain, though, because I was having a great time. As I shot out into the water and came up for air, I saw the two couples, and they're cheering for me, and they say, "How was it?" I said, "It was amazing," right? Because it was amazing. I just loved every single moment of it. And of course, the cast member, being the comedian he was, let me know that the water looked cold. I didn't care. I was on top of the world. They turned around, walked away. I got out, ran up the steps to my clothes, shook off as best as I could, and put my clothes back on and smiled the whole way home. I know I shouldn't have done it. I'm an adult. I know better. I had to. And I'm sorry. I am sorry. 2 weeks later, after the reception, I get a text from Matt, and my heart sank. Oh boy, does he know? Is this the end of our friendship? So my eyes wide as I open the text. Any good swims lately? Thank you.